My thoughts reading the 14-page indictment yesterday were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call, because they're going to want to know everything you want to know and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them, and it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing a case here, because we're just getting started, and I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
Well, everyone, it seems like the big names in the rap scene are going down one by one. We've all been watching the situation with Diddy unfold as he's faced lawsuit after lawsuit, to the point where the feds actually raided 3 of his homes. Ever since those raids, people have been wondering what would come next. Well, the time has finally come. Diddy has officially been arrested. Yes, Diddy has been taken into custody and is now in and out of court fighting for his life against the serious charges he's facing. And while all of this is happening, rumors are swirling that Jay might be next in line. There are even whispers that the FBI is planning a raid on Jay-Z due to this close connection with Diddy. As wild as it sounds, if your best friend is involved in some pretty shady things and you had a similar career, it's not hard to believe there might be some overlap in those events, or that you had some kind of involvement. Jay-Z has been seen attending Diddy's infamous parties, and who knows what the feds might have found during the raids of Diddy's homes. Maybe Jay-Z's name or face popped up in some of the evidence, whether it be tapes or documents. And now it looks like Diddy won't be going down alone. Shawn Carter, aka Jay-Z, seems to be next on the list after Diddy's arrest. So stick around, because we're going to dive into all the rumors surrounding a possible federal raid on Jay-Z, his connection to Diddy, the accusations he's facing, and how he might end up sharing a jail cell with Diddy. There's a lot to cover, and this story is far from over.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and, I believe, inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial, and I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent, and we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
But first, let's get into the biggest issue in the sense of how Shawn Carter's name got brought up with Diddy. Jay-Z and Diddy are widely regarded as close buddies in the rap business, and they have always supported one another. However, the two appear to be entirely separated at the moment. While Diddy has been dealing with all of these legal difficulties, all of his friends have remained utterly silent, with Jay-Z being the primary focus. And this is completely due to their close relationship. Even Puffy admitted that Jay-Z is the only individual who can call him Sean because they have the same name.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's
And
the only person
there's
who's
not a
Sean
single-
approved.
There's not a single person that
Outside
should be,
of family?
That should be, no, outside of my mother.
Okay, just
They should be calling me, they should be calling me Sean.
This just goes to show the bond that these two share. I mean, they've been in the studio with each other for who knows how long and are always talking about each other in interviews.
How much money can one make in one place? How much dope can you hold in one safe? How many homes can a nigga really there you go? After the applause, after all the soul training, Grammy award.
Not only that, but Jay-Z is always at Diddy's parties. But the most recent one that Jay was spotted at, he didn't look like he was having the best of times.
2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaires lunch. Yeah. You understand?
Right.
And we here together, and we're going to keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else to us.
Since then, things have changed drastically. Diddy has been in and out of the headlines lawsuit after lawsuit. Then Jay-Z started trending because of his relationship with Beyonce. And now both of them are at the heart of it all. But who was the person that brought up these allegations against Jay-Z? Well, it's none other than Jaguar Wright. She's been doing interviews for a while now, and every time she speaks, her words go viral across the internet. Jaguar hasn't held back when it comes to talking about what's happening behind the scenes in Hollywood, and two of her main targets have been Diddy and Jay-Z for now. Though let's focus on what she said about Jay-Z in one of her interviews. Jaguar Wright made some serious claims, including the shocking allegation that Jay-Z put his hands on her. During the interview, she even tried to show the scars she says were a result of that incident. These accusations have added more fuel to the fire, especially with everything else swirling around Jay-Z and his possible connection to Diddy's legal troubles.
Sean Carter is and I told you I would. And I'm gonna keep my word. And you're gonna pay me in full. I got your boy Diddy by the nuts. How long you think before I'll have yours right here in mine?
What would it take for Jay-Z to go down like Diddy did?
I don't know. But I got an idea that Evan Rogers is gonna help me figure that out.
And who is Evan?
Evan was the producer who only seemed to work on teeny bopper projects, who discovered Rihanna 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room on the island where she comes from, with no parental supervision. And then she was put on a private plane, a minor, from one country to another, without parental supervision. And she ended up in a boardroom with Mr. Carter without parental supervision. Y'all got young children. Would you just let your daughter leave and go to a whole other country with some money? Because you don't know.
Absolutely not.
Doing talent shows at 3 a.m.
So you're saying that the rumors are true. There are rumors circulating that Rihanna was actually picked here. Are you saying that
Starting
that
to sound out. Because the daddy ain't show up till 24 hours later to pick up a $500,000 check for his daughters.
And it does not stop there. Most recently, Reggie Wright, a former Death Row Records general manager, revealed some stunning allegations about Jay during an interview. To summarize what he said, he basically says Jay-Z is a star who is neglected in some ways and calls him out for interacting with some underage girls.
Reggie, when you were running around with Suge during the heyday of the Death Row days, did you ever have any interactions or stories with Aaliyah by any chance?
Aaliyah, no. You know, no, we didn't. Aaliyah was a little young. That's why I always laugh at, we all know what R. Kelly did to Aaliyah and how he had her at a young age. But the person that get mixed, a person that gets neglected, and you know, I know in the 90s was different. A lot of older guys messed with those girls that were under 17 years of age. And, you know, now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. Even Ricky Lake and all of that. We realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone younger. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Yeah, I remember Fox Brown and Jay. Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better.
So with all these rumors swirling around Jay-Z and the current situation with Diddy, it feels like it's only a matter of time before Jay-Z finds himself in a similar position. Just like what happened with Diddy, it could all start with one lawsuit and then another until things snowball. Next thing you know, the feds could raid Jay-Z's home. And from there, it's up to them to uncover what's really going on. Given Jay-Z's close connection to Diddy, it's not hard to imagine that he could be found guilty of some of the same things, maybe not as extreme, but still involved in some way. I mean, just look at what happened with Diddy's raid on Monday, March 25th. Thus, Homeland Security officials conducted raids on two of his homes, one in the upscale High Hills area near Biller and Beverly Hills in Los Angeles, and another on the exclusive Star Island in Miami Beach. These weren't random searches, they were carefully planned as part of a serious investigation into allegations that couldn't be more grave. According to Fox 11, these raids were directly tied to a federal investigation involving serious claims. This shows that authorities believe something within Diddy's properties could be connected to some troubling activity. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed in a statement that these actions were part of an ongoing investigation involving teams from New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and local law enforcement.
Sandra, this is a Homeland Security investigations that appears to be on site. What they're probably looking for is, well, I should say in general, they look at human trafficking and sex trafficking being a component of that. And of course, there's been some rather big civil suit stuff that's taken place, but also the New York case where the statute of limitations basically had been rescinded, allowing them to look back many years in this case. Part of it was there have been allegations that he was drugging young women, so that there was which certainly implies that it was that had taken place at some point. But I think what HSI is probably looking at is the interstate aspects of it, if there was any online activity that could have taken place. And that's usually where HSI would have a jurisdictional interest. Homeland Security investigations being part of the Department of Homeland Security, looking at the interstate side, mostly online, and whatever took place across state lines. And of course, he travels all over the place, so I'm sure they're looking at him potentially transporting women around the country, and whether that was tied to a larger criminal activity.
Digging deeper, NBC News reported that federal officials in Manhattan had already interviewed 3 women, and the man, as part of their investigation with more interviews planned, the scope of the investigation wasn't limited to one issue. It also included claims of harm, illegal drugs, and firearms. This combination of accusations shows how deep and serious the investigation is, touching on multiple layers of criminal activity that could potentially be linked to Diddy's residences. During the raids, federal agents reportedly found firearms on Diddy's properties in both LA and Miami. The fact that they discovered these weapons adds another level of seriousness to the situation, especially since the types of firearms and whether they were legally owned remain unknown. This discovery only complicates matters further and raises more questions about what was really going on at these properties.
In March, Fox 11 broke the story that federal authorities raided Combs' Holmby Hills home for the criminal investigation.
We recovered 3 AR-15s.
Court documents now reveal authorities located AR-15s, narcotics, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil lubricant in those raids.
Fast forward to the day, and Diddy's entire career is on the line. He's facing potentially significant time behind bars. And now, with all this happening, people are starting to speculate that Jay-Z could be next. It seems like only a matter of time before he faces the same level of scrutiny. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how all this unfolds, and we'll have to stay tuned to find out if these rumors about Jay-Z lead to anything. For now, it's clear that this story is far from over. There are even people claiming that Jay-Z's house has already been raided and that he's fled the country to avoid dealing with all the legal fallout. Of course, we won't know the truth until things are made public, but it's definitely something to think about. If Diddy is wrapped up in all of this, it wouldn't be surprising for his close friend Jay-Z to be next on the chopping block. So what do you think about all of this? Do you believe that Jay-Z's house has already been raided and that he's next in line to face charges? Do you think he'll end up being found guilty of similar accusations? Or is this all just rumors and media hype? Let us know your thoughts down below, because this situation is getting crazier by the day.